everybody, it's Cinnamon Cooney, your art Sherpa, and today I'm going to show you how to paint this adorable hummingbird with hibiscus. On the mic today is my husband John.
Hi guys.
He's going to follow me around with one of our 4 cameras and also read your questions because we're doing this live. Also exciting news, we are collabing. This is part of a collaboration for Angelooney. And we are collabing with Stephanie and PetitPlat and, of course, Angela Anderson. You can find that information up in the iCard, also in the description below, including links to the traceable, because, you know, I don't think drawing is the only way to art. And also to their channels, so you can find out more information on materials, just all that stuff. Extra bits. I use all 50,000 characters as often as I can so you guys can have as much information as possible. So this today is just a small piece. This is on a 9x12 canvas. I don't expect it to take like incredibly long today, which might be a relief after the long portrait paint from yesterday. Thursday? When was that?
Don't know. It's just
I don't even know anymore.
one shoot into the next.
So,
They love your hair.
I'm
They
gonna
think it's
put
so nice. Canvases fell.
I'm a professional. It's okay. This is the testimony to the canvas board. All right. Sure.
What do you have over there? You can tell us about our materials?
I'm going to. So you see our 9x12 canvas board. I've already written some wishes on it that we're going to paint over and put into the universe, kind of add to the positivity of the world, which is always a good thing to do. Here I have my heavy-bodied acrylic paint. The colors I'm going to be using today are titanium white, cad yellow medium, yellow ochre, quinacridone magenta, phthalo green, phthalo blue, and cad red light. So if you need an exchange for the cad, it's Hansa yellow and naphthol red light. And if you just have tons of money and need some fine art stuff, you can also do peril red.
Yeah.
Which is really fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a great red. It's a perfectly even exchange for cad. I'm going to put out my background colors while you say hi to everybody, John.
Hi, everybody. You know, we have a really full crowd this morning. It's
because we're coming at them at 10:30 in the morning.
10:30 in the morning.
10:30 in the morning.
Oh, hello, everyone. It's so nice to see everyone. Everyone loves your hair. They think it's like, they're like, what? You definitely need some sippy, and they're very happy.
I do need some sippy in the morning. Sorry for the schedule change, guys. My son got invited to a last-minute birthday party invitation for his very good friend, and we didn't want him to miss it, so we moved our schedule so he didn't have to move his.
Now, can you tell us about the wishes that are in the canvas there?
I can. So today's wish is for baby Patrick to continue healing. There's some more stuff coming up for baby Patrick, so just positivity towards that little brush. Strength for Patricia, who needs her spirits lifted, and also some extra energy to face the diet. Oh my gosh, Patricia, I feel your feels there. I need that every day. Manuel, who is going through the loss of a furry family member and just needs some hugs and extra love from the universe. And Looper Percala, and I'm sure I'm saying this wrong, is looking for a way into school and the strength just to get through it. So just the finances or some aid just getting into art like school. Yeah. And also how to go through that. And honestly, I wish that for everybody because getting into college and then figuring out how to pay for college is just a journey in and of itself. Eli is for her dad to have a good prognosis and strength and healing. And JC for her daughter and all women going through pregnancy right now just to be surrounded by light, love, and healing. And Sandy wishes for jobs for everyone. And I have to say that I definitely wish that too.
And thank you guys for putting in those wishes for us. All of you guys, there's a lot more wishes coming in chat. We have light keepers. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you tell them the deal. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. It's okay.
It's 10:30 in the morning. I have no rhythm. None. The rhythm is gonna get you.
I'll put music on and make you dance. Don't worry.
This is an Earth Day collab.
It is.
So if you have wishes for us, light keepers, capture those if you can. You can always put a wish that speaks to you into your own canvas.
And become a light keeper, yeah.
And you can become a light keeper when you do that. So hi, light keepers. And if you go to TheArtSherpa.com into our forum, you can add your wishes to maybe see them on the canvas on the show.
Yeah, we try to get those. Thank you so much.
And happy Earth Day. So I guess I should have put a wish. Well, the whole canvas is a wish for well-being on the earth.
Yeah.
For everyone, everywhere.
No, I think I have somewhere here. Hold on.
All right. Well, I am taking a number 10 bright.
See, is that the right picture?
That's the right picture.
I always worry that I'm going to, like, other people are afraid.
Some unrelated picture.
Yeah. But they're not going to have pants on. I'm worried I'm going to have the wrong picture.
This is a number 10 bright. This is a black pearl, So it has a reasonably firm filament, but it also has a very nice edge. And so those are things, when you're looking for a brush, try to look for a brush that has synthetic filaments that are firm.
Okay.
That way they don't take in too much water. That's really what the whole deal is about, is enough firmness to get it around the canvas and does not take up too much water. And I'm mixing a little of my phthalo green here and my phthalo blue. So I'm just pulling those together, incorporating them, grab a little bit here, grab a little bit here. See the bead? I'm going to pull it off. And that's the base color of my canvas. Guess what I get to do?
Paint it in?
Paint the whole canvas in that color.
Now,
How easy is that?
While you're doing that,
even be streaky.
Could you tell us about that palette thing that you've got? Because there are a lot of people who were asking about that in the
This
chat.
is a new thing that we've been testing.
Yeah, they were asked. They noticed that it's shiny and different than your normal palette.
It is. It's not palette paper. This is a reusable palette. There's information about it in the links below where you can find it. The acrylic paint doesn't stick to it, and you can do gel skins with it.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just peel a perfect gel skin. You can do acrylic pours over it, and it makes a really good painting palette for every day because it cleans up real easy.
It's very eco-friendly here for our Earth Day.
It's
because,
very eco-friendly for Earth Day.
Yeah, you get to let your paint dry on it, and then it peels right off, and you can just throw it away rather than putting it down your drain. So it's a really cool thing, and it leaves you these really neat, skins when you're done.
Because you may or may not know, paint and your drain are not friends.
Yeah.
Your drain doesn't like it.
But this is they're really good. It's a really good system. It uses a polymer, and yeah, we've done some peels with it, huh?
We have done some peels and some feels, and we're liking it okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, there's links in the description.
There are links in the description below.
Yeah.
And we'll probably do some demos and reviews at some point in the future.
Now
if we can find this small one we got that we had for it.
You lost.
Do you ever just put things into your house and then just lose them, because you put it away?
It got cleaned up.
That's the state of my house. My house is in the state of, if I put it away, I may never see it again. I'm putting out a little more green.
There's Miss Melody Lane. Hi. She was like, "Where can we get that?" It's
Melody Lane.
There's a link in the description below.
Hey, girl.
It's down there.
Melody is not like that. Melody is never ever. If you want to see something pretty amazing, you'll have to go check out her channel and look at her craft room organization stuff.
She's been doing some awesome vacation sunrise chat
she
videos
moved?
too. So
No, she's like in that golf cart solidly, John.
oh my gosh, that's
her life now.
I wish I had a golf cart life.
It's a really cool deal.
I thought she was on perpetual vacation.
No, she just went somewhere warmer.
I need to move in next door. She's going to be like, there's this strange
she
haired
had
girl.
to really want it because she moved like 10,000 reams of paper, which were organized by color and density and stuff. So
I imagine that's just got to be like crafters looks next door to see us moving in. Like, who's that strange haired girl?
Oh, Melody does hair too. She's one of my hair sisters.
Awesome. So, now on your background, you have.
Yes.
I need to ask you here.
So we're just painting this all in with the mixture of these two colors.
You got a very streaky, strokey.
So actually,
brushy.
here's the deal with this. And if you're on Liquitex Basics, you're going to kind of love this because this is designed to have the paint be transparent and kind of show the canvas through it and be sort of streaky so that it feels like that there's activity, there's something back here blurred out. Right? So you want it dark, but you also kind of want the streaky energy. If you didn't know you wanted this, you might be like freaking out. Why is it so streaky? Because phthalo blue and phthalo green are super transparent paints.
Ah.
That's why. Even if they're pro paints, they're going to be transparent on this particular paint. And then, but if you notice you do it kind of streaky like that, it sort of looks like, I don't know, I felt like it looked like a leafy jungle. That was my feelings. That's what I'm going with. I'm going to rinse out my brush here.
Now, how many hoots do you think this painting?
One hoot.
This is
one hoot. For Earth Day, we do a one hoot painting.
Anyone could tackle this one?
Anybody, brand new painters can tackle this painting and have a relaxing, good time. All ages, all levels.
This is a first painting.
Yeah, all you need to do is like art and like hummingbirds and hibiscus, and you're hooked up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sippy my little frog.
I'm gonna do a gratuitous plug. Whoa! If you guys come out and hang out with us on TheArtSherpa.com, we have the chat and the forums and all of the pages and all the cool stuff. And I love seeing all the pictures you guys post up there. So Everchase.
So I don't know how it is at home. On my canvas, it's distinctly green, and in my monitor, it's kind of blue.
There's. So what I'll say is that that's actually pretty close. That monitor shot right there, she might have a touch more, a touch deeper blue in her other color. Actually, while she's doing this, let me see if I can do a color. See, the thing is that this particular color is the one that plays the most craziness with my. And see, as soon as I go down, I can try it right there. That's a little bit better, but it kind of gets there's not, maybe there. All right, let's try there. We'll try there.
Explain the difference?
We tried to adjust a little bit. I tried to, see, the problem is that it's.
The reference photo is correct.
Yeah. Well, hold on, let me put that back up there because I think that.
There you go. So it's a little blue, but it's a little more green.
Yeah, see, I'm looking out over here. I adjusted the camera a touch.
Now I'm going to put out some more of my color. I'm going to put out my phthalo green again.
Yeah.
Isn't this pretty, this palette? I like it. I feel like it's pretty. Is it Drema pretty? I don't know. I went to look, because I wanted to be all chic too. I went to look at painting on a mirror. You know, like all the shishi artists do. But turns out the camera really hates the mirror.
Yeah, we did that once in another video.
It did not
and
go.
So one,
Didn't work.
Well, first thing I'll tell you about shooting with a mirror is you have to use manual focus. Autofocus just completely goes nuts. It's like, do you want to look at the mirror or what the mirror's looking at? Or do you want to look at the stuff on the mirror?
Yeah.
Right? So
It's a whole dirty.
Sorry.
So I have titanium white, phthalo blue, phthalo green, and cad yellow here. I have grabbed my number 6 bright. This one is by Bristlon. I really like these filaments. They're very firm, and they really, really pull in a nice amount of water, and they're going to give me my beautiful leaves I'm looking for. But really, you just need a number 6 bright. I'm going to dip in, drag off the extra water. I'm going to mix a little of my yellow over to my green. I might even add a bit of my blue to it, but I want it to be distinctly green. And I need it to be brighter than my background. Right? So I'm looking for this sort of brightness that I've got right here. This new leafy green. Can you guys think of new leafy greens? And you can even, a little trick is to get a little white on there and a little pure yellow just in the tip of the brush. And I'm going to come and make a beautiful curved line. I'm going to, so you can see how far the paint is, come to just this midway point here on the canvas, plant my brush, and make an arc curved stroke going up like that. Not too stressful. Then about an inch back, I'm going to plant my brush in on the corner and stroke like that. I'm going to grab a little more of my green with yellow, and then I'm going to come down this side, kind of stroking out these little leaves, and I do this little curved twist. I don't know if you can see it. It reminds me a little bit of calligraphy. I might grab a little bit more white and a little bit more yellow in my mix as I'm coming down. And this one I'm going to just keep it out flat. And I'm making, have you guys seen these kind of little prom fronny things? My mom used to keep these in the house in potted plants. She had like a ton of potted plants. We look like a spaceship. We had enough plants to scrub the oxygen. She was really into her ficuses and her indoor plants. A lot. So I'm going to come the other side and also do the same curving stroke. See how it's like curving back? It's very light and kind of decorative. We're almost doing like a fabric pattern here. I'm going to dip my brush in a little bit of water, drag off the extra. Come here. I don't want it to be totally wet, but I need just enough moisture so that the paint is flowing off the brush. And I'm going to come and make an opposite curve line down here, starting right about an inch over and kind of curve down that way. Now when I'm here, I can plant about an inch back and do that same sort of finish off leaf. And then I'm going to come making these curves of this tropical beauty coming over this way. And it's okay if they sort of layer over each other. And if they do, a trick that you can do is grab a little white and yellow into your green, like I am here, and just make them pop a little bit.
So they'd like to know, does that curved stroke have a name?
Curve stroke.
Curve stroke.
Have you guys, if you've been with me for a while, has anyone noticed how much trouble I have naming things?
Yeah.
I mean, like, really seriously, we joke a lot about girl with tree and dog around here. It's a journey. You know, kids notwithstanding, I did a beautiful job naming my children.
Yes.
So I'm going to get a little more of this green and blue, and this one is bright, but darker, a smidge, than this bright yellow green. And I'm going to make 3 nice big green leaves. I'm going to make 1 nice big fat green leaf right here. Fat green big leaf. Fat leaf, which is basically kind of a pointed diamondy shape, right?
Yeah.
Football shape. And we want it brighter and greener than the background, but still pretty dark, so that we can do our decorative bit on it. Layers.
Layers.
And you just enjoy painting that in. It doesn't have to really, it could be a little dry brush, which just means, dry brush means the brush doesn't have a lot of moisture, so the paint isn't flowing off very fluid, and it's leaving a lot of the canvas to show through underneath. It's funny, when people learn to paint, dry brush actually sometimes stresses them out because they think they're messing up. But when they purchase paintings, they love paintings with dry brushing in them. Which I think is like sort of that same self-evaluation struggle we all have.
Yeah.
I made another bit of the green. I'm going to take some of this leaf maybe off the canvas.
Oh.
Some of the story is off the canvas.
So what about the story that's left off the canvas?
Well, that lets us know when we take objects off of our canvas a smidge, that tells us very important stuff. It tells us that the world exists beyond the confines of our canvas and gives us a sense of optimism and hope. What we look at is very important. When I started this journey, a friend of mine who's a tremendous doctor gave me some advice. He worked in mental health. He said, really think about what you're asking people to focus on.
Yeah.
Think about what you're bringing into their lives and how they're spending that time with you. And try to do things that, you know, are very intentional and uplifting. And so I really tried to commit to that as much as possible on my painting journey. All right, I'm going to make a little leaf over here. Well, that makes me a little misty in my eye. But it was good advice. And I would say that in your paintings, you know, if you're feeling trapped, paint a road.
Yeah.
Going off into the horizon. It's amazing how looking at a road into a beautiful sunrise can make you feel more optimistic about what's happening in your life. I'm making this leaf a little bit smaller. And it can even layer over this bigger leaf right here a bit. And I'll use my bright green to define those objects and how they layer. Is that kind of fun?
Yeah.
I kind of like it. All right, I'm going to get right into my yellow here. Just right into my yellow. And I'm going to come over this right, left, whatever. A bit of a definition. And just brush this yellow lightly, leaving a little bit dark to show underneath. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
It just gives that sense of tropical foliage. Green. Yep. Now I'm going to, remember I said I want it to be on.
Yeah.
So I'm getting it right this time. Right hand side, I've layered those objects. Whole semester of design to talk about object is that. How to put things in front of each other. I'm going to come around, dry brushing, very rustic, really beautiful. Gauguin gave me a real appreciation for that artist growing up. And I'm certainly pulling from that here. All right, so now I have this beautiful background foliage in. I'm going to rinse out my brush really well. It's a good time, if you can, to change your water to clean water. If you were using a limited number of time to rinse those out with soap and water, so that for the bright yellows and the bright bird, they're clean of the greens that we did the background in with. I'm going to dry this with my hairdryer.
Yeah. So while she's doing that, I'll let you guys know, really, gosh, thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us today. It's one of those crazy Saturdays where we've had a little streaming. I know we had a little buffering here so far on our live today. So after the show, we'll be uploading a clean copy of this so that you guys can have that and make sure that that there's no issues there. So we'll make sure that that's available for you, especially if there's any more issues throughout the show. So thank you guys for coming and hanging out. Yeah, sorry about the buffering, but we'll definitely make sure there's a clean version there for you. And for you time travelers, don't worry about it because it'll all be perfect. And
I'm going to do something real quick.
what you gonna do?
Well, I'm looking at it, and this is a really important thing. Whenever you're painting, sometimes things will look one way wet, and as they dry, you'll reevaluate it, and you'll think, no, it needs a little bit more. I'm going to take my dirty brush that's still in my green water.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm going to add just a little more yellow highlight detail. Even brighter green.
To the leaves?
Yeah, just a smidge. It's a bit of fussiness for me, but...
You want to make them come out a little bit more?
I'm just lightly outlining them, just to make them feel leafier.
Yeah.
A little bit. Just a little leafiness. Just a little leafiness.
I see Miss Angela Anderson out there.
Hi, Angela. Angela's toucan, weirdly. You know, it's so funny. We usually design in tandem for collabs. And Stephanie and I actually didn't do that, and yet all the pieces go together so beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
So beautifully. So I'm I just want that extra little bit. It's just a smidge, but it's going to bug me if I don't do it, and these videos are up a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll be feeling like, I let y'all down. But I don't need to dry the painting again. I just needed that extra highlight. Always feel like you can stop and evaluate.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my chalk pencil.
Okay.
You could just do kids chalk.
Kids chalk, yeah.
Right. Yes.
Cool.
So I'm going to draw in my hibiscus, and if everything is dry, I should be able to do that. The wonderful thing about it is it's basically initially a big wobbly circle, right? So I'm just sort of making my flower shape here. We have a traceable, so don't feel like you've got to know how to draw this in. About in the center, I'm going to make a little X, and I'm going to kind of give myself some defined leaves. And what I find is, curve that in a little bit, they are in perspective some. So this leaf might be a little bit bigger to the edge here, and you just make your definition of how you want that little leaf to be. This is a very painterly hibiscus. So you're under very nominal pressure. And yes, you're going to paint a bit over the leaves that are poking out, but you're going to like the layering effect so much. You'll go, oh, well, that was totally worth that. Here's another little leaf coming right here. And I think I'll divide these two up as well. If you have chalk lines you want to erase, you can either erase them with like just your finger, or honestly, if that doesn't work, you can just do a light paper towel that's just slightly damp. Making sure I like the shape. I like the chalk for that reason. It gives me a sense to, kind of work it out. So what I'm going to initially do here, I'm going to take a small bright. This is a number 6 bright. So you can always find the size right here, 6. There's the bright. I'm going to get my clean water. And because you guys might be doing student paint at home, we're going to do an extra step on this one so you guys have super successful paintings. If you've got pro paint, it won't impact you in a negative way. And if you have student paint, it may save your painting. Student paint means economical paint, paint that might have cost a little less money, and therefore have a little less pigment coverage and binder in it.
Yep.
So I'm just painting this white again. See how I'm doing this here? And I'm leaving the edges pretty soft. This is going to make sure that the bright yellow of my flower is super bright, even though yellow is transparent. And my paint might be very transparent. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yep. And this is going to really, really help. We're going to do this again for the bird, and that's how you're going to get the brightest painting that all your friends are going to be like, wow, how'd you get those colors? Don't tell them. It's a secret. But do share the video. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.
Please like, comment,
We
and
like the
subscribe.
likes. Yes.
And tell me what you like to paint and
And
what
share
you'd like
your-
to see.
I want to see the pictures too. I love seeing all your pictures. Oh, it's one of my favorite things is to go on social media and our website and all the places and open up and see all the beautiful pictures.
Even when things are crazy, like we're on our phones and we can't maybe comment as easily, we read comments.
Mhm.
We look at pictures like we see. I try to like heart when I can. Depends on my connectivity. But I'm actually out there looking, and it does matter to me a great deal.
Now you're putting a little bit of white in here on the for the flower petals, right?
Right. So this is just going to make sure that our yellow flower looks very yellow, even no matter what kind of paint you're painting with. Like, so I'm painting Golden Heavy Body Pro paint, right? Has a lot of pigment, a lot of binder. But even that, the cad yellow is slightly transparent, and so the green would impact it. And I want a very vibrant yellow flower. This is going to allow me to have my beautiful layering, but still get a vibrant poppy yellow flower. And even though we're going to do some yellow ochre under here to help pop the yellow, you know what? It still needs, because yellow ochre or yellow oxide can be very transparent. So there that is. And look, it kind of almost makes your sketch pop, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna
Dry it
dry
off?
this real fast. I'll rinse my brush out so it doesn't
All right.
get all
I'll push the button.
gummy. Treat my brush well. Because
Yes.
if you leave them in water, what happens over time, even on really great brushes, is they will eventually start to crack.
Yeah. Water. It'll get you down. So there we go. I get to say hi to you guys again. And this time, because I've thanked you so much, I will thank you again. Thank you. And say, you already know about like microduetist plugs where you can go out here and you can hang out with us. And, you know, that's where we have our chat and our forums. And there's the traceable for this image. And we have links to all of our big ArtQuest pages and links to all that kind of stuff out there. So that's where we definitely should go check that out. And because this is that's another thing, is because this is a collaboration, you should go check out in the iCard the links to the other videos that we have here. So that's really cool. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you guys can go and check out. And there's cinnamon.
I'm going to put out now some other flowery colors.
Flowery colors?
My flowery colors. I'm going to put out my yellow ochre. This is just to give some shadow to my flower and some depth. I'm going to put out my cadmium yellow. But remember, the exchange on that is Hansa yellow. So you can just do a Hansa yellow. And I'm going to put out my cadmium medium. I'm waiting to put out my Hummingbird colors. What is going on with this?
I don't know. You have
I
a
have not been capping it correctly. Look
dirty...
at this
Oh,
nonsense.
you're going to make me come over and
Well,
clean
you guys
this.
want to see this? So
We're
this
seeing
is
it.
what happens when you don't recap properly. Don't tell anyone at Golden. If you don't follow their instructions, you get one of these deals.
You didn't cap it right.
Exactly. And so air starts to get in and cure my paint. The top gets gummy like this. It's a whole hot mess.
So
Now, those of you that are worried about cadmium, I'm fine. I don't have any metal allergies. And, of course, this is the coated particle one that
you're pretty good there.
is much less of a concern.
Now,
I mean, don't eat it.
The cool thing about that self-cleaning cap is if you just run it all the way up,
Yes.
it self-cleans.
Yeah, which I never do.
Never do.
Never.
I always have to come along behind you and do that.
All right, I'm going to stop cleaning. But this is what happened to me.
And then put the self-cleaning
And
cap
John's
on.
still going to have to do it because it's not completely clean. So even though I'm recapping, it's going to be, see? It's a whole thing.
So
It's a whole thing, guys. It's a whole thing. Okay, whole thing aside, I got to paint this painting. So we're going to let it go. I'm going to grab a little of my yellow ochre. Smidge. And I mean, this is just, oh my gosh, look how little, right? Just a hair of that cad red light to warm it up. You could use cad red medium. I mean a hair. And you're going to see what I mean when I come and paint this, how transparent it is. It is a very transparent pigment. So if I didn't have this white underneath it, what would happen? It would be all yicky and dull and not vibrant and beautiful, which would not feel tropical and awesome. And it would not go with Miss Stephanie Petite Plat's really cool sculptures that she did that are crazy awesome.
Are they petite?
They're so petite. They are, if you like teeny tiny things of awesome, man.
Le petite.
Yeah, I bet you could find 2 projects there that you just have to do. And you know you're going to just want to paint a toucan because it just matches this really cute hummingbird.
Yes.
And then hanging on your wall. I love how everyone that really paints on YouTube can have seasonal paintings. Other people invest in art and they live and die with it. And there's a whole rider of insurance. You know, if you're like with any of us on YouTube, you're like, these are my spring paintings. These are my summer paintings. See, isn't that nice? It's lovely, right?
I think it looks really cool. I like this color.
Yeah, this is one of your favorite colors.
Yeah, especially especially is it I like it with the blues when it's used with blues.
Yeah, well, because blues and oranges are contrast, so anytime you can work those into a painting, you're going to get some really awesome experiences. All right, there we go. So I am going to rinse out my brush a little bit. Just a little. Just a smidge.
A smidge.
A smidge. And I'm going to take a little of my cad red here. And I'm going to just paint this out a bit.
A bit.
Maybe up the outer line
now,
here.
You're using the edge of the brush there.
I am. I'm using the edge of the brush to make it a little more feathery and streaky. And this brush has a nice edge. It took a little getting used to because, again, it's softer, but it's not. It weirdly it has authority. It's a weird deal. So I've come to really like it. Like really, really, really. And I love the line on it. It has a good razor line.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to just make sure this whole center has a bit of that red in it. All right. And I'm feeling super glad you can see for the white underneath. And then I'm going to take a little of this red over into my yellow. And I'm going to feather out a nice orange. Feathering out a nice orange right there. And you think to yourself, gosh, that's a lot like my ochre. But it's not.
It's not?
A little, but it's not. And those differences are a big deal in a painting like this. They just make it feel like the tropics, and you really, really want it.
I like it.
It's also going to create a lot of shape and energy and value to this beautiful hibiscus. One of the things that's nice about this is as we get this done, it is a complete painting without the hummingbird. So if you're not a hummingbird fan, you still have a beautiful work of art to hang. Does that make sense?
It totally does.
Now I'm going to offload, which is to kind of press my brush down into my palette and squeeze out the extra pigment, but not all of it. And I'm going to get some yellow, but my brush is a bit tinted. So that's going to give me some neat effects. And also allow me to pop pure cad and a little cad in white later to brighten this flower so much it will blow your mind. It will seem as if it's like vibrating.
Wow.
And that's the goal. Notice how I'm just kind of feathering this edge here?
Yeah.
I could sit there and try to, in a detailed way, paint the edge of this flower, but that's a whole nother type of painting. And I'm trying to create something very expressive and emotional and loose here. So it's about color. It's about shape. I'm curving those brush strokes even to express that petal line. Look at that curve. Curve it. Curve it. Curve it. There we go. Oh, starting to brighten up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Be a gem in the forest. This was a Interesting painting to design. I started feeling like nowhere in the tropics did this scene naturally exist.
Yeah. Well, everyone's really excited about this being a Happy Earth Day painting.
It is a Happy Earth Day painting. And listen, this is a great day. We talked about actually even grabbing a charity and doing that, but then we realized, everybody's got a different idea. So I think Steph, my son came back and he said he told half of his class to help Planet Earth by.
And that's a good idea.
And they all just picked up some trash at recess to help the Earth. So there's just big and small. There's a lot we can do.
Just having some awareness really helps.
Just think about it. Your friends will look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
I know this because I've hugged trees in front of my friends.
Yeah.
But you and the tree will know. You'll know that moment is real. And maybe that tree is the elk crease. And you'll be tapped to save the planet. I don't know why. I always go there.
I don't know.
That was a Shannara reference for those of you that don't read Terry Brooks. So isn't that pretty? I'm going to rinse that out. Rinse, 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 rinse. I'm doing pretty good here. Doing pretty darn good. And now I'm going to grab some white and some yellow. White and yellow together. Mostly yellow. And I'm going to add this here towards this outer edge, this brighter white and yellow. Isn't that lovely?
Oh, yeah.
Just keep picking that out. Just making this flower brighter and brighter and brighter. I think what gets people about things that are yellow is that this layering part of it, because the yellow is so transparent, like skin tones, it often takes a layering to really, really express the brightness of it. Grab some more just. There it is. So we can grab some pure Hansa or CAD, whatever you're painting with today. Because it's all good. Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all good. Just some bright yellow. Got a little more white in that. I'll put that there. It's nice. I'm enjoying it. The layers. The layers. Lining up our flower. Making it be a bright, bright jewel in the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just go, mm-hmm?
I tickeyed.
You did. Oh, my.
I did. I was sitting here sometimes I just enjoy watching you paint. So I just kind of space out watching the little paint go in. I'm sure some of our viewers can relate
Grab some
to
white
this.
there.
So
I'm just building that up. And isn't it suddenly just starting to pop?
yeah.
And now it is just this yellow, yellow flower.
I like it. It's so
Now, get some red.
red.
Pure red. Get the real deal, man. And in the center of this flower, you're going to streak this out. Look at that.
Wow.
Wow, right? Pop, pop, pop. Ruby rod. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. And now I'm going to do a crazy thing. I'm going to get a little of my phthalo blue over to this cad red. Going to make a deep color. And right here in the center, just a smidge.
Now,
I'm going to come around the edge of this leaf a little bit. Curving around. Just hit my own mic. That threw me off a bit. I am shadowing the interior of the flower. Maybe a little bit right here. See, I'm just developing these shadows to help create and define the shape.
Mm.
Look at that.
Wow.
Isn't that gorge?
Yeah. Now, a smidge is a technical term
Technical term.
you only find here on the Art Sherpa channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an amount of paint that is...
I think we actually have a definition of smidge.
I think it may be on the FAQ.
It is on the FAQ. Like, the smidge has been very scientifically explained. So I'm going to take my blue back over to my CAD and make more of that deep flower color.
Yeah.
I have, and this is the key tool, a 0. You could do a 2, a 0, 1, but a very small bright. You could also do a small detail.
Okay.
Like a detail round. You just want a brush that you've got some control over. And I'm going to paint a flower stem coming from the center of this out to about, right there.
Ooh.
So coming up, a couple inches past the flower stem with this dark color. Thicker at coming out of the flower and then getting thinner as it goes up. Little curve to it too is helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do an interesting thing. I'm going to take this and go dab, 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 about an inch down from the top and make a sort of rounded, ovally, dabby shape. Also technical.
The roundy, ovally, dabby shape.
I'm going to let it get thin in one spot and then I'm going to come back out again.
Ah.
This is key. Be a little more triangular this time. And then I'm going to do a couple of these dabs going out. And that's going to really, 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 really help. I'm going to get some just blue to darken this. This is going to really work once I put the highlights on it, but it has to dry for a second. While this is drying, I'm going to dry all of this so I can put in my hummingbird.
Oh, yeah.
Hummingbird.
Hummingbird. All right. As she dries that, I will say, what is she doing over there? She. Hold on. I'm gonna. Is she? What are you doing again over there? Just being silly. She's. I see her making silliness. So, don't forget to join us every week when we drop new live videos all the time because we make so much content. We just have to have more days in the week to put it up. We really do at this point. It's just like we're running out of days of the week to put stuff up in.
Huh? There's not.
We need more days.
There's not. But we're starting to get stuff in the can, which is good.
Which is good. There's some videos saved
Guys
up.
almost ended up with a double video.
Again.
So we're just trying to relax a little bit.
Yeah. But we have some stored up now.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We have a few. What are you doing?
I'm trying to sharpen my chalk
What?
pencil.
Oh.
But you know how like sometimes they get full?
Yeah.
Packed. It's all change over here. Try this one. I have many sharpeners. And when one does not work, I grab another. Sharpen your pencils so you can have control. Or you can break the chalk out of your pencils. And you don't worry because you do it again. You know how that happens? Is you drop your pencils on the ground. And I'm okay. No, not on this one. No. There. My hand's tired now.
See, I have one
Does
of those.
anyone else find sharpening pencils just like crazy exhausting?
I have a pencil sharpener.
This is why we don't have more colored pencil art. I'll do crayons over colored pencils because I just don't like the sharpening. Though Caran d'Ache had a really cool sharpener thing. I was like, oh, I might get back into it. All right, so I'm going to make my little egg shape for my wonderful hummingbird, my tropical hummingbird head. And that's how I started him, as I created kind of this nice little egg shape. The egg shape is, just to give you a sense of scale, is about 1.5 inches long. And I will be adjusting it around 1.25 inches at its widest point. Just so you know.
Just some reference.
Just some reference. You might be using the traceable, and then you'll be like, I don't really have to worry about that because I'm using the traceable. Now for gesture, I'm going to curve a line off of his adorable, well-fed, nectar-fed little body.
Mm-hmm.
And then come here, because I need him to be slightly, like, hefty for a hummingbird.
Yeah.
For a hummingbird. And then we're going to have where the tail is. That comes down at a little point. Right, because then we get to do this little fan-out tail. The beak does come from the point here into the flower, and it's a highly modified beak to get nectar, right? And then one wing is going to come back from the top of the head. Oh, it's about an inch, an arc.
Ooh.
And then the other wing is going to come out to the left and arc a little bit left. Then just something to think about. Your main tail feather will be here. Your left tail feather will be shorter and right about curve about there. This is just helping me get the fan of the tail feathers. And then I'm going to want it to finish out about there. So see, now I know where everything's going to go. I can get a small bright. Let's get this small bright. This is a number 2 bright. And I'm going to use up my wet paint and do a similar thing. I don't have to worry about the black beak, but all the rest of him I'm going to paint in with my white.
Ah, just a
So
block in.
So he can be as bright as the flower.
Right.
And also, this is going to really set you up. If you're painting craft paint, this will help you. If you're painting pro paint, this will help you. Whatever paint you're painting, this is going to help you get those bright colors you're looking for. So as long as you're changing out your brushes often and keeping them clean, and as long as you're keeping your water clean, the last thing that would mess you up about bright colors is the underpainting coming through, graying it out. Sometimes the underpainting is your friend, and sometimes you fight it. And that's about if it's a contrasting color under, you know, what you're doing, how it works out. It gets real complicated fast.
Yeah.
First 2 semesters, super simple. Third semester, you're like, what's going on? This was so easy at the beginning. Now it's like math. That's the whole reason I majored in this. No more math. Why is there so much math?
Where are you going?
All right,
Okay.
I'm going to make
I'm
little
sorry, I
implied
switched around a
bird
whole bunch.
strokes. Huh?
I couldn't find you. I was switching cameras a bunch there,
Oh.
so sorry.
So how I'm going to do the wings is I'm going to have a couple of strokes that are just going to talk about the feathers. I don't want to talk about them too specifically because these little creatures move fast and furious. And they have these adorable little wings. And what I found when I paint them is it's best just to be a little expressive. Each feather coming down is getting shorter. See how this feather is shorter, and then this feather is shorter, and this feather is shorter, and then that feather is really short. It's so cute. So cute. And not fluffy because it's a bird. It's not fluffy. This is a little dinosaur. Don't even mess with him. So notice that no one in Jurassic Park used a hummingbird as a base.
Because nobody wants a
Chicken, though, they were like, yeah, let's use a chicken. You know why? Because chickens are rough birds. They're the gangsters of the bird world.
Can you imagine a hovering predator?
No, no. I don't even like mosquitoes. Right? I'm putting out some more white. I don't even like mosquitoes. That's about enough of that. Oh, and horseflies.
In Texas, we get some big mosquitoes.
We do. They are the size of horseflies.
Yeah.
They're like the national bird. Right? All right, I'm going to do the same thing on the tail. This is going to be kind of a short feather. Remember, your paint can extend past the white here. So you're just trying to give yourself a base. So don't get crazy. See how I'm spacing them out? So I'm going to come over a little bit, space out a slightly shorter feather than that one. That one is the longest feather. Then its friend here is shorter. I don't even feel like I'm done with hummingbirds this spring. I feel like I need more hummingbirds. I really like hummingbirds. Like a lot. Okay. So now I have my little feathers there. And the beak will happen later. But this is dry enough now to resolve. Right? So, first thing I'm going to do is get a smidge of yellow on my brush and then grab my now freshly put out white because it's going to flow nicely. This number 2 is going to have such a nice edge that I could probably get away with just popping a little highlight right in the center of the stem. See that?
Oh, yeah.
How's that?
Pretty cool.
All right. A little yellow. And I'm going to just dab a little bit inside here. And a little bit inside here. It's got a little white. It's got a little yellow. Just dabbing. Leaving a lot of that dark value And you can even pick up on the tip of your brush a little bit of this red to add a little of that color. I'm going to do it on the left-hand side. Like that. How cool is that? While I'm letting this dry, I'm going to go ahead and take the trouble of moving my line here a bit. Remember, evaluate as you paint. Just make sure that this is a little more arced than I painted it.
Oh, yeah.
And a little blended out. Just so it looks nice. Sometimes you want to do that. You want to evaluate. How's this looking? Does it feel stiff? Does it feel elegant? What's happening here? So this is good. That is not good, where I touched my hand with something. See if it's still wet enough to move. If the painting underneath is dry, a lot of times if I make a boo-boo, I can just wet paint it away. See how I'm doing that?
Oh, you're just kind of scrubbing it off.
If you're doing student paint, sometimes your student paint will lift.
The paint below will lift.
Yeah, and you would actually have to paint in. The other way you'd have to do is just do the background color again. Just that, and then, you know, come right here. See?
Yeah. Just little touch-ups.
Yeah, so just those are the two ways to fix a boo-boo, depending on the kind of paint you're using.
But more or less, don't panic and grab a towel.
Right.
So, well, here we are again. Waiting for her to dry paint. This seems like there's been more drying on this one than there has been on other ones. But maybe that's because there's just so many layers. There's been lots of white underpainting pieces on this one. So, but everybody really loves the idea of the hair of the hair dryers of the hummingbirds.
Just some more hummingbirds?
They love the hummingbirds.
Yeah, I'm feeling like I need to do like a 15-minute hummingbird drill down. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. So you know.
Bird it.
So Daisy loves the hummingbirds, and Mona is back out here. She's
Hi, Mona. How are you doing?
She's back out and with us in chat. So hi, Mona. Big art high fives and hugs there.
High fives. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Hope she's getting on the mend and feeling better.
Oh, awesome.
So
I'm going to get one of my small brights. I guess I'll get back into my number 2. Like you do.
Like you do.
Like you do. That's what I did the bird in, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what I did.
I don't know what you did.
I don't remember what I did.
I'm just pushing the buttons.
I'm going to get a little of my blue and a little white. I love phthalo blue and white. Phthalo blue is just one of my favorite colors. Ooh. And I'm going to come right here on the nose of this beautiful little nectar lover. Just a kiss right at the front. Little kiss of blue. You might want to take this into where the beak's going to be a little bit. This will help the seamlessness of the look of him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I'm going to be doing some interesting layering here. So we're going to just take this blue aspect around the front. And the trick here is going to be come down a little bit into the neck, into a V, but then work this back up.
Oh.
Working it back up. And then we're going to paint this the blue. The bright blue, the bright blue, the bright blue, 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 blue.
I really like you're using short strokes that kind of curve along with the shape.
Yeah, like little feather bits. I'm trying to say featheriness, but then I'm also trying to get all this little blue here. There's a lot of layers, so it's okay.
Lots of layers.
I'm going to get a lot more white on the brush. And right here, I'm going to do a baby blue kind of ring. Coming back a bit. Maybe a little bit back into here. See how they're like little dashes? Dash, 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 dash. So that's really nice. Now I'm going to grab some green. Right? Green, 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 green. Get a little yellow on that green. Green and yellow. Come back. Let's give this little guy some highlighty green featheries. I know my eye is going to be here, so I'm just like letting that be open.
Leaving some space for that.
Yeah, leaving some space for that. I'm going to offload my brush by wiping it and grabbing some yellow, but see, because I have green pigment on it, it's not going to be just really yellow. And I'm going to add a couple little dots. of even that higher highlight that he would have. Cute.
Now, I always thought
Rinse this out or wash it, whatever you got to do.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that I always thought was really cool was that hummingbirds have these really awesome feathers that change color as they move.
I know. It's so super awesome.
It's like hummingbird chroma chameleon awesome sauce.
It is.
They have like magical rainbow feathers.
All right. Now I'm going to put in his purple bit. I'm going to come along the top edge here. Maybe around. You can dash in here and there. This is the first layer of the purple. A little of the purple. Purple. Ain't that fun?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Isn't that fun? You're like, yeah, I'm having a blast, sweetheart.
Well, I do. I like sitting here pushing the buttons. I'm hanging in.
All right. Now I'm adding a little more of my quinacridone into that purple and a lot more white over here. See this? So that you can catch some of this right here. Just, you're picking up these bits. What John's talking about, that highlighty awesomeness that happens. Rinse out super a lot. Super a lot.
There's spectral superiority.
Yes. And I'm going to get some bright pink. And I'm going to paint this whole body in this bright pink.
And so they are definitely ready for you to do a little dancey.
I'm ready to do a dance. We haven't danced in a while.
Well, you've been busy.
And I feel like it.
I
feel like I haven't danced in forever. I'm going to make sure I paint in that little point on the tail feathers. Before I paint his tail feathers, let me shake my tail feather. Thank you for setting me up for that pun, Mr. Coon. Thank you. I'm just grabbing some more white, and I'm just doing some dashes right here at the center of the belly so that he seems a little brighter right there. Can you kind of see that?
Yeah.
All right, give me a beat, DJ.
Well, guys, as you know, we love having you guys out here, and we especially love having all of our moderators and our community and our friends and our co-collaborators. Angela, she's here, been hanging out with us. I think I've seen a bunch
Is Stephanie of PetitPlat too?
I think I maybe even seen Stephanie in here.
Click her name so you can see her video, and iCard, and of course in the description below.
And you guys, if you're at home, get up and dance and wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, even if you can't get up. And because you got to remember, you're right in your body that you're alive and that we're here to celebrate with each other, and we like to have a good time and just enjoy each other's presence. So thank you for coming and making today special by painting with us. We love having you here. So that's the way it is. We get a little silly.
Workout, y'all.
They get a little silly because we love being with you guys, and
it's fun.
Dancing's a good way of celebrating that. So
it's the best way.
We tried.
It's the best way.
Occasionally, the Sherpa will do a little singing if she's feeling particularly.
I'm going to sing. I'm not going to sing well. Will they take my marshmallows away from the campfire? Yes.
Some days.
Yes, they do take my marshmallows away and say, "Stop singing."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "But I got a song in my heart." And they're like, "No, you don't. You think it's a song, but it's not a song."
It's something reminiscent of a song.
No one's ever accused me of actually having a song going on.
Although Luna has a song in her heart. She's always there with it.
Yeah, she sings her day.
Yeah.
I've been punished and I'm sad.
There's monsters under my bed.
Tony's like, shh.
They're not all bad ones, but the sad ones.
I'm adding a little dusting of light purple. I went into my purple and added some white, and I'm adding just a little dusting of light purple.
Yes.
To the bottom of his little baby, and he does like to talk to like a little darker there. He does like to be talked to like that, just so you know.
Well, they think you look very lovely today.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you.
Very nice. So, I think you look very lovely today too. So.
Thank you. All right, let's get some feathers on this.
Get some feathers on there.
Let's shake some more feathers.
More feathers.
So I'm going to take my quinacridone and my white. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the tip of the wing with this pink, this spectacular pink, and I'm going to come down just a little past halfway. All right? Isn't this nice?
Yeah, it is.
Isn't this nice? Isn't this nice? I'm like Angela Lansbury in here. Give me a peach jumpsuit. I'm a jazzercise.
Yeah, well, just, we would all be murder victims.
I love murder mysteries.
Murder, She Wrote. She just, I think that was funny. It was like, no, she's not a writer. She secretly has another career that we don't want to talk about.
Well, it's not good news when she shows up to visit you on
I
vacation,
know,
is it? I don't feel like that's a realistic show because I think people would talk. They'd be like,
they'd be
dude,
investigating.
every time this lady shows up, all my friends die.
just don't go to tea with that lady.
You can tell what we were like when we watched Lost, can't you? You're like, what is going on? This better not be one of those times when the writers don't know what their plan is.
We enjoyed it, though.
We did. We love the Rose and Bernard storyline.
Yeah.
That's tied into this tropical thing.
We've just gone really just...
Dharma.
So what you find is that we get caught in pop culture currents.
Yep.
And it's one of the side effects of being on YouTube is that they just sort of rush through here occasionally and sweep us up into,
Frappuccino painting.
And, conversations
That
about
was happening no matter
old
what. I
TV.
didn't even have to be on YouTube to do that.
It's
That was
true.
the unicorn Frappuccino was happening for me. I've been waiting for that since I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
I'm continuing to add the pink to the tip here of these. And then I'm going to come down at the bottom and maybe just start putting that in at each of these feathers. There's going to be a lot going on here, but I just want to start the conversation of the pink. Pink's a serious combo, just so you know. Mm-hmm. All right.
I love that.
So I have this much pink on my brush. I'm going to come over and get right into my yellow over here.
We are such
Pink
gamers.
and yellow. Pink and yellow. Pink and pink. Okay. So
You need more pink.
more pink. I'm going to do this bright orange in this feather. Kind of shade that up. Shading up some more bright orange into the feather adjacent. Even though I don't have specific lines, I'm trying to think about where these beginning and ends are. It does actually help when I'm painting it. Though it's just the tips that really define it. Right? Right, Mr. Clooney? Right?
Right.
Right. So here I come. Just more of this orange down here. And I'm leaving less pink there. I'm definitely more about the orange. But I like that the pink is sort of happening. It's a moment. It's a moment. Definitely a moment that we're enjoying.
I like it.
I'm enjoying it too. And then, of course, where else do we have to have it? A little bit over here.
Oh.
And I got to paint around that nice.
There we go.
See, the thing about heavy body paint is it leaves a brush stroke. So sometimes you have to paint around your dried brush stroke.
Yep.
Because soft body paint, self-leveling, doesn't do that. Now I'm going to rinse this out. Not a whole lot. It's a weird deal, like some. And I'm going to come get in my yellow right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay if some of the red is on my brush. And then I'm going to come from the bottom of the wing, from the body, into this.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of people painting with us for the first time out here.
Oh, this is wonderful.
This
I hope
is
you're
a
having
really
the best
good-
time.
Yeah, this is a great painting for your first time painting.
This is
with
a
us.
great painting for a first time painting. But remember, never judge your journey by the first step.
Nope. There's lots of them.
There's so many.
You take so many steps. You just got to have fun making them.
Yeah. There we go. So both wings are shaded in, and now I've just
Oh.
got to do a little bit of the bottom. A little more in there, and I'm going to come in and work out the rest of these feathers. And then it's just an eye and a beak, and we're done.
Wow.
Just so you can. So sometimes what I'll do is I will. Sorry if that pulled noise.
No, we're good.
I'm crossing over onto the edge, the corner of my brush.
Mm-hmm.
Notice that? And
I
that
do.
helps me pull that down. Just having fun. Shading, maybe shade that up that feather. Shade that up that feather. And when I'm really happy with my feathers, when I'm happy with him, I get to put out some black paint. In this particular case, and you might have noticed I'm doing this a lot lately, I'm going to use my black gesso, really because I have a bunch of it and it's economical. You can use just black paint. You can use black fluid paint. You can use any of that. We've been doing a lot of paint pouring. And so we're sort of out of a lot of our fluid colors. Because we're working some of it out, man. We're working it out. So I'm going to grab the smallest brush I have out right now, which is this 00 Bright. I really like these teeny tiny bits of kit. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to paint that beak.
Oh, let me get up around that beak.
And I'm going to just make a nice gentle curve to make this very specialized, nectar-loving hummingbird beak. See, isn't that great? Doesn't take a lot. It's happy business. And then I'm going to come right here. So there's the top of his head. I'm going to come a little bit forward and pretty much back. So a little bit before the top of the skull and back from the beak, I'm going to do an eye. The eye doesn't really happen until I get my fluid white paint out.
Yeah.
And then here's the fun bit. So they tuck their little feeties in.
They do?
And there's just two little lines, and then there's just two little lines. And I really like, that's my favorite part of the whole thing.
I actually forgot about it. I never, I've seen lots of little hummingbirds flying around, but I actually never even thought about their little legs. Because you never
go right
see
up
them.
into their little bodies. They're like, I'm going to fly. Okay.
I know.
Such a goof.
They're so cute.
You can.
Well, I never even thought about them, though, but they do. They tuck their little feet up, and then they just hover around, and you just, and off they go.
I just got this because, again, a lot of paint pouring. And
what is that?
that's the new bottle of titanium white because I used up the other one. All right, so I'm going to get one of my teeny tiny details. This is a #1 monogram liner. This is a great branch brush, lining brush, signing brush. This is part of my beginning and end, and I really like it, and it gives me a really teeny tiny line. And it also comes back into shape. It's been fairly resilient. So I'm going to come around the eye very, very lightly. Painting right over all these little bumps and bubbles. Right? And then I'm going to add 2 reflections. 1 dot, 2 dot.
There's the...
I might add a little bit more white to the front of the eye, interestingly enough.
That's
cute?
It's so funny how the curvature of the beaniness of the reflection gives more character to it.
I'm going to add 2 little dots to the tip of the feet because I'm just a crazy person. Now, you can, and it's kind of a nice look, you can finish if you want to. In him, I actually did an interesting thing on it. I outlined him with my liner because I liked my chalk line when it happened.
Yeah.
So my chalk line had stayed on the original design. And I was about to take it off, and I just thought, why am I taking this a delightful little lining off?
You really like that, so you just...
I actually... I kept it.
Because it kind of makes it look like there's a glow to the...
It did, and I really enjoyed that, so I kept it. You don't have to keep it. You can take your chalk off and be like, no, time to do. So something interesting happens when things you feel it.
Yeah.
Listen to your inside art brain. Art brain knows your left brain, most of the talking doesn't know very much.
Your inside art brain.
I promise you. It's confused and it thinks in bubbles. If you exist in your left brain. Everything that makes you feel better is over in your right brain. Where you're like, let it go, let it go. Passage of time doesn't bother me. Left brain is like, you know, all the stuff you gotta worry
look at
about.
that. That's so
see?
cool.
And then that just a fine line maybe around
A little highlighter on the beak.
just a little bit to help it. There it goes.
There we go. Look at that. That's so nice.
Just needs a signature now, don't it?
That's
Doesn't it?
right.
Don't it? So cute. And then you can get on to more arting. You'll get some female clay and visit PetitPlat.
I'm going to check that out. I haven't done any sculpting in a long time. I'm
No,
gonna
she's
have to-
really good. She's got these little teeth. They're like the most popular sculpture of little teeth on YouTube. I'm not kidding. They're like, and they're so small.
I believe it. I'm going to check them out.
And so many adorable plants. Oh, and there's this bit with like grapefruits and lemons. Oh, I loved it.
Now, I like working in metal and bronze and stuff like that.
No, you would love her channel. It's really good.
So I'm interested in getting
Angela's
back into.
Toucan is coming up next live.
Yes.
So, and I love Collab Day. And if you'd like to know more about collaborations between Angela Anderson and I, you can absolutely join the Facebook group Angelooney.
Mm-hmm.
We do polls and stuff there, and it helps us decide what we're doing, or do early announcements so you can kind of get an idea of what awesomeness is coming. Are y'all blown away by what you did?
Yeah,
I hope so. I'm really proud of you.
Now we had some buffering and a couple things. So we're going to be re-uploading this video for all of you guys and the time travelers. This is great.
Really?
Yeah. So we're gonna do another upload here. We're gonna push this up here in just a minute, and this will be up there for you guys because we had some buffering and some stuff there in the middle.
But all the links are hooked to this one.
We'll get it worked
I
out.
will let Stephanie and Angela know the correct new links.
Yeah, we'll get it worked out. But this will be up there for a bit, and we love you guys.
See you at the easel really soon. Bye-bye.